What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few weeks. We do have some big topics to discuss. We're going to be discussing all the news and updates post the transfer deadline day. Not made a news video in quite some time, so there is a lot to discuss. New center back targets, Frenkie renewal, Camp Nou return, and also return of potentially the coaching staff, Thiago Alcantara. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and let's try and get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me two kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few weeks. And the first time, and I would probably say a month and a half, we have been linked with some sort of players, and this time it is center backs. Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that here are some of the defenders who have been closely being monitored by the Barcelona sporting director Deco. The center backs are Gonzalo Ignacio of Sporting, Murillo of Nottingham Forest, Benedetti of Palmeiras, Mark Guehi of Crystal Palace, and Beraldo of PSG. What the fuck is this list? I get Guehi, he's out of free. Ignacio is decent. Murillo is okay. Benedetti and Beraldo are mid. Like, what in the hell is this? We're supposed to be the best team in the world, or one of, and we're going out signing mid center backs. Again, we have the youngsters coming through and stuff like that. We need someone elite to come in now. Apparently, out of this whole entire list, the main one that Barcelona do like is Gonzalo Ignacio. Fernando Martinez came out saying that Barcelona are attentive to center back market for potential future deals, especially after Inigo Martinez's departure and the uncertain futures of others in the squad like Christensen, Eric Garcia. Gonzalo Ignacio is the most striking name about whom they have received information from. Deco also met with his agency AS1 recently. He has a contract with Sporting until 2027, and many clubs are interested in the Portuguese, and he is left-footed, something that we are desperately missing. Having a left-footed center back in this left center back slot is game changing, and we saw how important Inigo was in that role last season. That's why I don't mind Ignacio. I don't mind Mark Guehi as well, as he is on a free. The rest for me are pretty meaty. I mean, I want someone that comes in that has, a name, someone that comes in that has, a dominance, a presence. That's what we need right now. We don't need a risky no name or whatever it may be. Of course, some of these names we have heard before. I've actually heard of all these defenders before. I'm not saying I've never heard of any of them, but getting Beraldo from PSG, for example, who's been absolutely mid for them, and signing from a direct rival and giving them money as well. Like, what are we playing at? Like, what is this? No money, Ignacio. I think he would be quite costly, especially next summer with him being in the final year of his deal. Probably looking at, I would say, 40 to 60, somewhere around there. But we'll wait and see how things turn out for Barcelona this season, and also developments in the transfer market as well. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. The only update that we do have is on the contract renewal of Frenkie de Jong, which is probably right now the club's utmost priority in terms of players coming in and out, and of course in this case players staying. Carlos Monfront from Sport came out saying that the first contacts between Barcelona and Frenkie de Jong's new entourage were very positive, and further talks are expected after the international break, although nothing is scheduled as of now. At Barcelona, there is a peace of mind knowing that for the first time the player and his entourage are moving in the same direction. In addition, it is especially valued that the meeting with Deco took place sizable and transparently, far from the gestures and tension that is in the past. The talks made extremely tense. Now, with the new lawyers working with Frenkie de Jong, with the player clear will to continue, there is total confidence that this time the process can be completed successfully and ensure the continuation of the player. Arranging a meeting with Frenkie de Jong's former agent Ali Dursun was very complex and slowed down his contract renewal process. Firstly, Jogi Cruyff and then Deco saw how difficult it was to negotiate with him. In addition, the player also received third-party interference, which ended up breaking the trust. Although Ali Dursun's last meeting with Deco was positive to an extent, Frenkie took the indefinite steps to change him. Now the person in charge is Sebastian Ledur, CEO of Cresta Law and Firm, who was accompanied in the meeting with the club by lawyers Walter Janssen and Wendy Romendiel as well. To replace his former agent Ali Dursun, Frenkie de Jong has not hired an actual agent but a team of lawyers specializing in sports law. This usually happens when the player intends to stay, as lawyers are in charge of handling the legal paperwork smoothly without the need of commercial intervention involving agents. So with Frenkie de Jong only hiring lawyers instead of an actual agent, that shows his full intention and will and commitment to renew his contract with Barcelona. And agent is going to be, of course, bringing in options from everywhere, assessing which one is the best in terms of terms and conditions. Lawyers are just there to focus in on one contract, prepare it, and get it signed, sealed, and delivered. And this, of course, is huge news for Barcelona. Hopefully this renewal can be done by the end of the year. That is probably the objective of Barcelona. Do not forget, he is entering the final year of his deal. He will be a free agent this summer, Frenkie de Jong. So this renewal needs to be done by January. In case we don't renew him, we could actually at least try to get some money for him, like 5-10 million, maybe 15-20 in that last 6 months of his deal. I don't think we have an option in his contract to extend it anyway, so this is why it's going to be a huge renewal for Barcelona, and one of deserving as well from Frenkie de Jong. We see how different the team is when he's in it and when he's not in it. A renewal that's fully deserved, and hopefully that we can get done by the end of the year. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona, as it is becoming a bit of a concern. We haven't done too well during this international break. Firstly, Frenkie de Jong has left the Netherlands camp due to an injury. Miguel came out saying that Frenkie left the Dutch national team training camp last Friday due to discomfort in his glute. He went to Ciudad Sportiva Joan Gamper yesterday for an initial check and recovery work, but tests are scheduled for Monday when the official statement will be released. Of course, later on today from Frenkie's camp, they speak of a minor injury, so he's not yet ruled out of the Valencia match. So with Frenkie, nothing too serious. Maybe worst case scenario, he will miss the Valencia match. Of course, midweek next week, we do have Newcastle away, first Champions League game he needs to be fit for. That we're already missing other players that we will discuss, but that is the main priority right now, getting him fit, 1000% ready for Newcastle. Of course, I would not risk him whatsoever, but he hopefully will be fit for that game. Next player that had a little bit of an issue during the international break is the best player on this team in Lamine Yamal. Miguel can confirm that Lamine has been handled carefully due to a lower back discomfort, although for now I think suggests that he will participate in the match yesterday against Turkey for Spain, and that's no risk. He of course played the game. There's nothing too wrong with there. He apparently has some back issue from the previous game for Spain. I forget who they played before Turkey, but apparently had some issues there. But he played against Turkey yesterday. Everything was okay, so hopefully everything will be fine when he returns to Barcelona. One big concern right now is for the injury of Gavi. It's not looking good. Of course, he got injured in the training session. I think 2 training sessions before the Rayo Vallecano match. He was going to miss that game as a precaution. The club released... I don't think the club released a statement on Gavi. It came out internally saying, missing the game as a precaution. And now during the international break, it's not looking too good. They're saying that the club apparently have some huge alarm bells. They're very concerned. He will be having tests later on today, and we'll wait and see the extent of his injury. He may have to go under an issue, a certain type of infusion in his knee to take out all the pain. Apparently his ACL is fine. There's no issue in regards to his ACL, but there is some sort of discomfort in his knee that is having Gavi struggle. Probably won't play against Valencia. Probably will miss Newcastle. I think probably the objective right now would be to get him ready for the Paris Saint-Germain game on October the 1st. But again, there is alarm bells going off on Gavi. Still no official word or statement from the club yet, so it's just a waiting game for now. Finally, the injury that we did get right after the international break was Alejandro Balde, who got injured in training for Barcelona. He'll be out for about 3 or 4 weeks. His goal is to be there for the PSG game, which he can make. I don't know who we play on the weekend. I think we play Bilbao. I need to actually check because it's very, very important to know we play Sociedad at home. So if you can at least be fit for that game, even come off the bench 20 minutes or so, that could be a big plus. So we'll wait and see on that. But I think the main concern right now is for Gabby. We're waiting on a word for him. Balder should be back, of course, in a few weeks. Hopefully, Frenkie will be back for the Valencia game, if not Newcastle. And of course, with Lemine right now, he had some discomfort, but no serious injury. Let's discuss now some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 8 days or so. Firstly, on the return of Thiago Alcantara, there are reports coming in from Spain and that Thiago will rejoin the coaching staff and be part of the coaching team during the season. Flick values his contribution during the 24 preseason very positively and is bringing him back. And Fabrizio Romano also confirmed this as well, that if all goes to plan, Thiago Alcantara might return to Barcelona to be able to be part of Hansi Flick's squad for next season. An agreement is fully done, the decision has been made, and the comeback is imminent. So it looks like now we can finally register Thiago to be part of Hansi Flick's staff, which I think is a big plus. We've been trying to do this now probably since January, and now we're in goddamn September, and it's finally gonna be happening. We'll wait and see if we can get him in before the international break ends. If not, maybe after the next international break, or incorporate him whenever. At this point, people have been waiting for this for quite some time now. He had a big impact when Flick first started off. He's been part of, coaching meetings, coach celebration dinners, coach dinners. He's just not officially there. He's been working in the background with Barcelona, going to Barca Athletic games, watching, scouting, analyzing. He's basically been working for free most of the time, but now he can be officially incorporated, which is a positive, and we'll wait and see how things do turn out, and hopefully it can be as quickly, smoothly, and effectively as possible. Now, the big question on everybody's minds right now is where the hell is Barcelona going to be playing their home game? We have a home game coming up now against Valencia on Sunday. The question is, where the hell are we going to play? As of right now, according to Fernando Polo Mundo Deportivo, La Liga has given Barcelona the green light this Friday to play the Barca-Valencia match at the Estadi Johan Cruyff on Sunday, September 14th, as an alternative venue for the spot at Camp Nou in case the club does not receive the first occupying license for the spot at Camp Nou from the Barca City Council. Barca has received La Liga's report with some adjustments to be made for the Estadio Johan Cruyff, which has a capacity of 6,000 spectators, below the minimum capacity requirement in the first division of 8,000. La Liga will make an exception in this case for Barca, since it is due to a force majeure. Also, La Liga has requested a fiber connection at the Estadio Johan Cruyff to guarantee the continuation of VR without interruptions, like they did against Vallecano, as well as some details regarding the integration that could easily handled by Barca. So as of right now, the plan is to be playing this weekend's match at the Estadio Johan Cruyff if we can't play the Camp Nou. Now, this for me is a positive. Why? Because at Barcelona do not want to rent the Montjuic. Because of course, if you rent the Montjuic, you have to rent it for a certain period of time to make it worth it, blah, blah, blah. So they're trying to avoid renting the Montjuic as much as possible. Downside, revenue, you're going to earn jack shit from this game. 6,000 fans for Barcelona is absolutely nothing. We could easily, and I mean easily, fill up 30,000 with our hands tied behind our backs. So 6,000 is going to be lots and lots of money lost. But if the club are taking this gamble, hopefully this will be the one and only time. We of course have Newcastle away next. Then we have a next weekend game, which I don't know if it's actually away or not. Let me actually check right now very quickly. It is at home to Getafe, so we're gonna have to get the stadium hopefully for that game. But that is the plan right now. Play one game at the Johan Cruyff, and we cannot play at the Camp Nou, and then Camp Nou after that. But this for me is a positive. That means that Barcelona are trying their best not to rent the Montjuic, which means that hopefully we will return at some point. In regards to UCL, Raccoon will come out saying the UEFA has given Barcelona the permission to return the spot back Camp Nou in the middle of the league phase of the UCL, even if they are not able to do so for the first match against PSG. They don't usually allow such changes, but they consider Barcelona's situation as a case of force majeure. So both La Liga and UEFA being very helpful with the Barcelona, letting us, bend some rules here and there once or twice. We have got, if we're playing against PSG at the goddamn Johan Cruyff, I mean, fucking hell. I mean, it might be a good thing since, stadium is small, you have a hostile atmosphere, I don't know, but I think you have to be at the Camp Nou for that game. You have got to be at the Camp Nou for PSG. I mean, let's be so for real right now. But we'll wait and see how things do turn out. Hopefully we'll get some more news probably closer to the end of this week on Friday and Saturday before the press conference of Hansi Flick, before the weekend comes in. I think by Friday we will know if we're going to be at the Camp Nou or Johan Cruyff Stadium. Then we'll wait and see what happens after that. But it looks like, I think on the positive side here, that we are trying our best to avoid renting the Montjuic again. In some other news, Barcelona have secured officially a new sleeve sponsor following this season, Medea. It is a Chinese company, and they're going to be paying 12 million per season starting from the 2026-27 season, and will go on for 5 campaigns until the 2030-2031 season. Of course, right now we do have a sleeve sponsor, but I guess it ends at the end of the season. We've gone out and secured a bigger and better deal. They're going to be having, logos all over the place and assets, covering their logo mainly, of course, on the left sleeve of both the matches, the training kit, and also the official kits as well. So big move here by Barcelona. 12 million for a sleeve sponsor is absolutely insane, and that's the pull that we do have and that we have rightfully used in this scenario. Now we do also have some updates in regards to some player fitness. Firstly, on Pedri, Gabriel Sanz goes on here to say that Pedri has played so many games and they've handled him very well. The head of the fitness team, of course, Julio Toulouse, has done very well with him, and this is why Pedri plays more than he rests. Blah blah blah. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that where the hell is Dani Olmo's plan? I mean, we were all excited about this in the summer. Oh, Dani Olmo needs a plan. Araujo needs a plan. Let's get them all fully fit, ready to go. We've seen nothing of the sort. We've already seen Dani Olmo get injured. So I'm here thinking, where the hell is Dani Olmo's plan? They even have a plan ready for Fernandes, by building his muscle mass, getting him, at the level of a first-team player. That way he's not super scrawny and stuff going to the next season. They, of course, did the same thing with Marc Bernal during his ACL recovery. I'm like, okay, this is all well and good, all great. Where is Dani Olmo's fitness plan? If this guy gets one more injury before the October international break, I'm going to absolutely lose my mind. We've had quite a few injuries to start off the season. Frenkie, a little bit something with Lamine, Balde, Gavi, Olmo. I mean, this is, we're entering almost chaos territory here. This is why, of course, squad depth is important, because how they went from almost leaving to probably being a starter now against Valencia. So this is how quickly things can change the world of football. But where in the hell are the plans for the injury consistent players in this team? They need plans. They need specific regimes for their body, for their, situations, because the more injuries they do get, the more injury prone they become. And the final topic that I want to discuss for the end of this video is the final squad numbers have been announced from the club. Of course, the main surprise here is that Marc Bernal will be a first team player. He has received the number 22, and Rooney Bargi will be registered as a B team player for the season and will be wearing 28. Everything else is as we already knew. George Martin getting 18 after he got promoted to the first team. Rashford 14. No number 2, which is a bit weird. And Joan Garcia taking Nakampen's number in 13. Will probably get 1 next season. So I guess the main surprise here is Bernal picking 22, which probably was the best number that was available for his position. You could have taken that or maybe 19. I think 22 is a solid number for him. Wait and see. There's probably going to be a bunch of number changes next season. Of course, Barca taking Inigo's 5 as well. But the squad numbers are in for this season, which means there will be no changes. This is now, as you can see on the screen, the first team for Barcelona in the 2025-2026 season, and hopefully there will be success that comes with it. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few weeks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. Firstly, on those center backs we've been linked with, who would you go with? Are you happy with those players that we have been linked with? Second, your thoughts on the renewal of Frenkie de Jong. Think it will come to fruition by the end of the year? And finally, your thoughts on the return of Thiago Alcantara. You think it will actually happen this time, and what impact do you think he can have on this team's season? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Go,